This is a short video for chest, shoulders, upper back, and just to release some tension there and to find a bit more freedom through the heart space front and back and around the top of the chest. Okay, so we're going to start on our backs using 2 blocks, and you could use stacked up books if you don't have blocks, and maybe just a blanket over the top if it feels a bit uncomfortable. So the first block on the second setting, so the second height, around where your bra strap will be, or just around the tip of your shoulder blades for the males. And then the top one is just for your head. So just settle onto the blocks. Choose a variation for your legs that feels spacious. So maybe soles of feet together, maybe drawing the feet out. And just begin to settle in and soften and really just let go of any holding. Checking the hands, checking the feet. Our feet spend so much time in shoes, in a confined space or a structured space, and it has a big impact on how our feet then sensitize. So let them be free. Feel the soles of the feet pressing together if you have that leg position. And just find your breath. So dropping in and just allowing yourself to be all that you are right now. Noticing the quality of the breath. And as we raise this space around the heart, just beginning to sensitize to the breath in the belly. So you can take your hands there if that helps. Feeling the abdomen rise as you inhale and soften as you exhale. And then beginning to draw the breath up into the mid-ribs, and then the top of the ribs, around just under the collarbones, and you'll feel the breath swelling into your hands as you place them there, and then softening down. And imagine the back of this space, so the back of the heart space around the shoulder blades. Let it be heavy. And imagine that you're breathing into the space where the block is resting, and then the breath is flooding or filling like an air balloon into the top of the lung space, front and back. Let the breath come into the belly, then raise up to the mid-ribs, and then up into the top ribs, top of the chest, around where the hands are placed, under the collarbones. And then catch that little pause at the top, and then let the exhale just flow out. So just breathing, observing the breath, and then taking a few breaths where we activate. So breathing in, belly, ribs, top of the chest. Taking that momentary pause at the top before you exhale the breath out. And then when the breath is drawing out, see if you can actively exhale a little bit more, like you're pressing or pushing out the breath. Any last bits of stickiness or debris. And then inhaling. The breath naturally comes in, and then catch that breath and see if you can draw it up a little bit higher. Feel the weight of the back of the chest supported by the block, and then exhaling down. You can press your thumbs into the armpit crease, leaving the hands resting onto the chest, and see if now you can breathe up and breathe into the sides of the chest as well, around the armpit. Actively drawing the breath, the exhale all the way out a little bit further than is your natural. And then observing as the breath draws in, passively catching that breath and drinking it up into the top space of the chest. And just do one more with your own breath count. And slowly let the hands come down. Wiggle yourself to remove the blocks. And just let the body come down. And then just pause for a moment, feel the whole body on the mat. And continue to follow that breath. Belly drawing into the back of the waist. And then side ribs, back of the ribs, front of the ribs, back of the heart space, forward into the front of the chest, all the way drinking the breath up to the base of the neck, around the collarbones, under the armpits. And feel all those spaces that were raised. Feel how they feel now. Their weight, whether they feel spacious or constricted, or the same. And then gently plant the feet. Begin to draw the knees in and just make a few circles on the lower back. Maybe making a few circles with the knees drawing out to the sides. Squeaky floorboards. Maybe there's some squeaky floorboards in the body. And then we're going to do a few rocks. So tucking the chin, massaging into the spine to draw up. I'm going to come onto my shins. And here, if it doesn't feel good for your knees, take something to sit on. So blocks behind you. And sit your bum onto those. That can be really nice to help draw the pubic bone down and find that length through the base of the spine around the sacrum. So choose your variation. We're going to tuck the toes under. See if you can spread the little toe away from the fourth toe so that all the toes are touching down onto the mat. And then you're going to grab one of your blocks or a book. A book works fine too, like this. So I'm drawing my arms up. I'm just pressing into the sides of the blocks. Pressing and feeling my feet on the mat. If it's too much with the feet, just release them and rest onto the tops of the feet. And then we're going to make some circles. So we're going to exhale and round everything into the chin. And as you inhale, open the chest out as the arms draw slightly back. Just move with your breath. Make it slow, steady, mindful, rather than mechanical. Take an inhale at the top. Begin to circle the other way. Feel the feet pressing into the mat. Feel how that activates through the pelvic floor. Squeezing the inner thighs together and seeing if you can lift up the pelvic floor with the exhale as you round forward. 2 more each direction. Press the hands, make the arms strong and straight. And then reach up and reach forward. Untucking the toes. And just tap the tops of the feet. And then slowly lower down onto the knees. We're going to stretch the front of the feet. So I make like a little hammock for my butt in between my heels, that the feet draw out slightly to the side. So choose what's most comfortable for you. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift the knees. So you might just lift them slightly off. You can also use a block and just place that under. This is nice to just begin to stretch into the tops of the feet. Or again, you can leave the feet down. So choosing your variation. We're going to inhale and open the arms out. And then as we exhale, we're going to hug ourselves, wrapping the arms around the body to maybe fingertips graze the crest of your shoulder blades on each side. See if you can lift the elbows, and as you exhale, breathe back into the upper back. Squeeze or draw the belly button back and lift the pelvic floor. One more inhale and exhale. And then as you inhale, coming forward, opening the arms out and cactusing them to the side, squeezing the elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Imagine that your spine is a tree trunk growing up tall as you actively draw the arms back. And then we're going to do one more, swapping the arms, so opposite arm draws under. Again, just let the legs come down if it's too much to have them up. Breathing and just focusing on circulating the breath, drinking the breath up. Imagine you're walking up the spine and flooding the top part of the chest, like a pool or an open meadow, and filling it with breath. Maybe lifting the elbows up a little bit, and then exhale, draw the feet down, and this time come up onto the shins, open the arms out wide, and exhale, coming forward. And then we're going to sit back, this time again tucking the toes, dropping the left forearm down to the mat, and inhaling, lifting the right arm up. And then as you exhale, let the right arm come in front of the left and cross over. And then begin to lean forward slightly to stretch into the top of the shoulder and around the shoulder joint. Head drawing down. Let the butt be heavy, doesn't need to touch the heels. Drawing back while feeling that lengthening through the spine as the crown of the head draws down toward the mat. Then this time the right forearm stays down in front of the knees and the left arm comes up to the side. Big breath in, and then as you exhale, weave the left arm in front of the right. And then walk the elbows out towards the edges of the mat. Lean back, and at the same time, the crown of the head is trying to draw forward, forehead down toward the mat. You can rock here if that feels good. Be fluid and move if that feels good for you. Making sure that even with this stretch, the breath is free and spacious rather than constricted or creating any more tension. And then slowly unfurl and just find your palms like little root systems, the fingers drawing out, the pads of the fingers pressing down into the mat, and then see if you can inhale and lengthen your butt back and reach the heart space forward, squeezing the forearms together, and then as you exhale, rounding everything up, tucking in the chin, lifting the pelvic floor, squeezing the inner thighs, inhaling, finding length, exhaling, like a big hot air balloon, doming up toward the ceiling, rounding the breath, is drawing the belly back toward the spine, lifting the pelvic floor up. One more. Exhale. And then let's just do a few moving cats. So we're going to draw the elbows down and reach the chest forward and up. And then as you exhale, you're going to round back. You can tuck the toes or have the feet flat. Inhale, drawing forward. Exhale, round it back. Think about freedom through the spine rather than trying to make a certain shape. One more, reaching forward. And then exhale. And begin to draw the hands forward. So the knees can be together or apart. Let the head be heavy and just let the chest drop for a moment toward the mat. And then slowly coming up. Again, you can find something to sit on. Maybe a bolster, a cushion, your blocks. And we're just going to inhale the arms up. As we exhale, we're going to grab right wrist with left hand and we're going to draw over to the left side, stretching into the right side. You can look toward your armpit. Maybe draw the chin in or maybe look down. Choose a position for the neck that creates some space. Allow the shoulders to be heavy. As you inhale, interlink the fingers and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. You can gaze up if you want to stretch the front of the neck. Exhale to the other side, so right hand grabs left wrist. Breathing into the side ribs. Again, imagining them fanning open like a wing, or those side ribs inflating like a hot air balloon, making space through the top part of the chest. Inhale, and then as you exhale, take the hands behind you and interclasp the fingers. Just rest them on the lower back, the sacrum for a moment. Inhale, the chest. Expanding across the collarbones. Imagine the breath creeping along and opening out that space. And then as you exhale, maybe drawing the palms of the hands away from the sacrum, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then with your next inhale, draw your fist to your right waist and then lean your head toward the right side. And just naturally, there is a want for the chin to draw in slightly, so the head is just ever so slightly in front of the shoulder, a more natural alignment. But again, choose an adventure that works for your neck, so we all hold tension in different places. Let that opposite elbow be super heavy, like a weight or sandbag is drawing that elbow down. Take an inhale and find length, maybe drawing the elbows in, shoulder blades in, arms behind you, backing down. And then drawing your palms clasped to the left waist. And then beginning as you exhale to lean the head to the left. Try to not invite tension with this clasp of the hands. Try to let the grip be gentle and soft so that the shoulders can be relaxed. And follow that breath from belly, back of waist, back of rib cage, drawing forward toward the front and then breathing up into the back of the heart space, all the way forward. And then exhaling all the way out. Inhaling the arms behind And then exhale, just let them rest onto the knees. And just doing a few circles here. Exhaling round, inhaling the chest forward. Exhaling. And then circling the other way. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale. Down in towards the chest. Exhale the arms down. Inhale them up. Exhale the palms down. And this time we're going to come forward again now onto all fours. So we're going to step the right leg behind the left and fan the feet out to the edges of the mat. And then just rock forward and backward here. So it's a good idea to maybe have some blocks or bricks or your bolster or a cushion behind you, so that when we draw back, you can rest onto those if you need. So just moving backwards and forwards here. And we're just going to draw the left hand in toward the centre of the mat in line with the knees and reach the right arm up. Exhale, begin to swap arms. Breathing as you inhale, drawing the arm up. Exhaling down, inhaling, breathing to the tips of the fingers, exhaling down, one more, and then exhale, begin to sit back toward your blocks, and you can rest here, or maybe removing the blocks or removing one block, choose your adventure, so that both butt cheeks can be down toward the mat. And then reach the arms forward now. Leave the left arm up and circle the right arm back behind you. And then place the back of the palm between the shoulder blades, so that as you exhale and bend at the left elbow, the left hand comes down maybe to meet the right fingertips, or maybe somewhere on the back. It's fine to rest the left palm, the top hand, onto the back of the neck, and the right palm maybe somewhere mid-back. Wherever you can feel in the shoulders and back. And you can stay here drawing up, or begin to exhale and come forward. Again, feeling that release of the belly button back toward the spine. Letting everything be heavy. And imagining the spine like a shell, or a protective layer, that tree trunk, supporting and providing stability, strength, and protection for everything that lies within. That this can be a comforting or soothing position, like in child's pose, just where we can really listen to the breath. And here the back of the heart space is open, really breathing up into the back of the heart space, back of the chest, between the shoulder blades. Can you inch the breath up? And then inhaling to come up. Exhaling, open the arms. And then just fan them like wings, up and down. Give them a shake. And then come forward with the hands and knees. And then just do a few circles here. Just move whatever way feels good, just to release. And it can be nice to tuck the toes and draw back. Or maybe draw forward. And then we're going to move in the opposite direction. So this time, left knee in front, right knee behind. And then slowly rocking backwards and forwards and feeling that stretch now in the outer hips. And we'll walk the right hand in towards the centre. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, this time hugging the arm in toward the opposite shoulder. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to hug. And then swapping the hands, left palm down. Inhale, right arm. Breathe up to the fingertips. Exhale, like you're rinsing it all out. Like a sponge, and watching as the breath draws out of the body, releasing any holding or tension. And then beginning to exhale and find your variation on this side. So lowering down with the hips, letting the legs come out to the side. And then this time inhaling the right arm up, left arm but circles behind and draws up the back. Inhale, right arm up. Finding length here. Maybe this feels good. This feels like an adventure for you in shoulders and hips. And that with the palms resting here between the shoulder blades, or the intention, palms are somewhere here, you can use a strap or hold the fabric of your clothing. That your focus is on the back of the heart space. This space which is opening out. And that this internal space, more toward the front of the heart space, is now drawing down towards the belly. Sorry, down towards the knee, if you want to lean forward. So we're protecting, listening, and finding a safe space to breathe into. The center point, our innermost sense of heart, honoring and circulating the breath into the space all around the heart, the top of the chest. And for you, if it serves, you can release the arms if you really want to surrender and feel and breathe here as we release around the hips. And we open the back of the heart space. Just take 2 more breaths here. Breathing into whatever you find, without needing to change it or judge or attach a story. Just letting it be. And meeting it with breath. And then slowly drawing up, come back onto shins, come forward to all fours. Again, just release that, circle it out. And then begin to walk the right knee toward the right wrist and lengthen back through the left leg. So it feels like we're coming into pigeon, but we're not coming into pigeon. We're releasing our psoas muscle on the left side, the hip flexors, the muscles here at the front of the pelvis, and into touching to the leg bone, the femur, the muscles of the front thigh. And again, you can rock side to side here. Breathing here, maybe drawing down And then tuck the toes, coming back to all fours, and working the left knee toward the left wrist. And walking the right knee back. Take a breath here with the chest up. We're working into a back bend. So observe the lower back and make sure there's no pinching. So as you exhale, again pinning back the belly button, supporting and creating some structure internally to support the lower back. Or coming forward onto the forearms. Maybe drawing the head down toward the palms or pressing the thumbs in toward the third eye, so between the eyebrows. Just breathe here, let everything be heavy. The leg bones are heavy, pelvis is heavy. And then slowly release that leg back and come onto your tummy. And we're going to take the left arm out to the side and the right fingertips in line with the chest. And then you're going to roll onto your left side and begin to stack the hips, shoulder stack. So you can step the right foot behind if that feels okay, or you can keep the legs stacked. So we're stretching into the left shoulder here. Let the head rest, so if you need a block, but just be aware that the head sometimes can hang and we don't want to add to any tension, we're trying to release tension around the shoulder. And this might feel good, resting that right hand next to the chest, or down by your side. You can reach it up and begin to reach it back behind you if that feels available. And finding your fingers, you can even interclasp them. Breathing here. Again, finding that breath. Drawing it up. And fanning it out along the collarbones. And then slowly rolling back. Let your palms draw together and let the thumbs come toward the third eye, so between the eyebrows. I'm going to take my glasses off. And really lean your head into your thumbs. So the thumbs can press into the space just where the brow bone starts, so either side of the nose, at the very beginning of the crest of the brow bone. Let the head be super heavy. Just breathe into that space. So breathing up towards the skull, up towards the front of the skull, around the forehead. Imagine you can watch the breath circulating, filling and flushing out any tension along the forehead. Walk the thumbs out. You might need to tent the palms so they're not going to touch anymore, to the middle of the eyebrow bone. And it might feel a bit intense. Try to let the head be as heavy as you can. Really lean into the thumbs. And just let the breath wash over any intensity in that area or any resistance that you might have met, tension. Let the breath flood, flush. Really rinse out. And then finally, taking the thumbs to the temples, just make a few circles with the thumbs. And then let the right hand come out chest height.
left fingertips in line with the chest, and then roll till you're on your side body, right side body. Maybe staying here, maybe bending into the left knee and beginning to step the left foot behind the right leg. So the left knee is pointing up toward the ceiling. And just choosing your adventure on this side. Imagining the inner landscape of your body and knowing that it's unique and different on each side, and we're not trying to make it the same, we're just meeting whatever we find. With acceptance and with the language of the breath. Letting that weave its way into all the valleys and peaks and different terrain on this side. Maybe drawing the arm up, choosing your variation on this side. Feeling the openness now across the front of the heart space, across that tender, personal, inner teacher that is always there. And then slowly rolling back. And just stack the palms one on top of the other and let the forehead rest. Maybe flop the soles of the feet out. Whatever feels best for you. And then we're going to roll onto our back and bend into our knees. And take our right ankle over the left thigh. And begin to just massage down the right thigh. So it's the inner thigh pressing with the palm of the right hand. And then begin to weave the hands between the left thigh, maybe to take the shin or the back of the leg. What can be really nice is to let the foot ground, trying to maintain connection or ensuring connection of the back of the head on the mat. So this is just all kinds of tense on the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. So choose a variation which works for you and let that right foot, you can circle it a few times. Feel an activation but without tensing or really pushing the foot. The right knee is actively drawn away. And just feeling into the lower back. So the lower back maintains contact with the mat. And then stretching that right leg up. Maybe stretching the arms up. And then circling down. Drawing that foot up. And swapping sides. So left foot now onto right thigh. And then massage down that left inner thigh with the heel of the hand. And choose a position that works for you on this side. So maybe thigh, maybe shin, or maybe choosing to rest the foot on blocks, books, cushion. And just roll the head side to side while you're here. Invite that spaciousness, although we're holding the leg potentially with the hands.
so that you're inviting softness, spaciousness into the side neck, the top of the shoulders. Feeling the back of the heart space spacious and open across the floor, across the mat, across the earth. And imagining all those little root systems along the back body, nerve endings, in contact with the support of the earth, sort of feeding and nourishing the body. The more we yield, the more that there can be a rebound or extension or energy, nourishment. And then slowly releasing the right foot down, stretching the left leg up to the ceiling. Invite the other leg up if that feels good, and make a few circles with wrists and feet. And then just let the shins come down and just rock the feet side to side. If it doesn't feel right with the feet up, you can do this with the feet down. This is a really nice way to massage the lower back, the sacrum. Feel the pelvis and the back of the hip glute on the mat. Maybe cactus the arms or take the arms overhead. And then slowly moving into a twist. So again, if there is any tension around the lower back, anything going on around the pelvis, you might want to have something to lean against. This is really nice. Keep it soft. And begin to possibly turn the head the opposite way. Cactus the arms, or have the arms out to the sides. Imagine a walking adventure up your spine now, so visualizing that landscape through the deep foundations and roots of the pelvis, into the trunk of the tree, through the waist, and up into the branches, the leaves, all around the upper chest, shoulders, arms, up toward the sky and beyond, through the crown of the head. And slowly moving to the other side, and choosing a placement for your knees that works for you. Taking any props. Keep it soft. Imagine doing less rather than more, so that you can listen. Listen to the rhythm of the heart. Knowing that you can support calming the rhythm of the mind with the breath. And then slowly moving into your relaxation.